Good morning to all. My name is Kopei and number metric is 28469. Our survey is based on the theory of consumer behavior. So we can divide by three parts, which are consumer demand, consumer choice, and utility concept. Consumer demand, which the willingness and ability of consumer to obtain several products and services in that particular period. An effective demand occurs when a consumer's desire are translated into spending power. And consumer choice, because consumer can only spend a specific amount of money on the item they want. When they make choice, they will face opportunity cost. The cost of one thing is equal to the value of the opportunity cost of doing something. And the last one, which is the utility concept. The utility developed to be defined as the mentioned variable benefit or satisfactions from the consumer of a good. Economics often assume that the more interest you consume, the bigger overall utility. The law of diminishing marginal utility, as a person acquires more of a good, the additional utility from each additional unit of the good will decrease. So that we can say the first good we receive will be much more satisfied than the third one.
Is Ong Chuan. My matrix number is 284950 and I am Group O student. Today I would like to present about the respondent background. Besides that, have 12 respondents were interviewed. Firstly, the majority of respondents are male, which is 8 people, while female respondents are recorded a total of 4 people. All in all, male respondents were more numerous than female respondents in my assignment. Secondly, there are also 12 respondents involved in this questionnaire. Furthermore, the majority respondents are Malay, which is 7 people respondent. In addition, a total of 33.33%, which are 4 respondents are Chinese, and a total of 8.33%, which are 1 respondent are Indian. In conclusion, none of the respondents is others. Lastly, there are 4 groups of respondents who are in the age of 30 years old and below, 31 to 40 years old, 41 to 50 years old, 51 years old and above. Moreover, the majority of respondent age are between 30 years old and below, which are 10 respondents, 1 respondent age below 31 to 40 years old, which is 8.33%, and 1 respondent age between 41 to 50 years old, which is 8.33%. In conclusion, there are no respondent that is aged between 51 and above. Thank you.
So, based on the pie chart above, 33%, which is the majority of respondents, strongly agree, while 17% of them agree that they prefer to purchase goods or products depending on the brands. 25% respondents disagree with the statements, and another 2 respondents strongly disagreed. However, the remaining 1 respondent, who is 8% out of the total, chose moderate. This is due to the fact that brands usually provide safety. People are by nature risk averse and want safety. If we are in need to choose a restaurant for dinner in a new city, we are more inclined to choose a national restaurant brand over a local one because we are familiar with it. We know what to expect. It is a safe and predictable options. Brands provide safety and limit the possibility of disappointment. Based on the bar chart, only 1 respondent strongly disagree with the statement, meaning the respondent will not buy branded goods if the price were high. Meanwhile, the same number of respondents, which are 3, chose to disagree, agree, and stayed neutral. The remaining 2 respondents strongly agree with the statements. There are more product selections in any grocery store aisles than anyone can realistically imagine purchasing. What makes us choose one brand of peanut butter over another or a generic product? Branding allows you to establish quickly and easily what makes your product unique and valuable compared to similar products. For some people, brands create a difference, while others, like those that disagree and stay neutral on the statement, simply do not care about brands. Based on the horizontal bar chart above, 7 out of 12 respondents agree and strongly agree that they will increase their purchases of goods if their incomes rise. 2 respondents were on the fence about this statement, while another 3 disagreed. As income rises, demand increases too for goods like foods and clothing, which is normal goods. When our income increases, we will increase our purchases on the items too. As for the people that do not agree with the statement, that is most probably because some people will choose to not increase their purchases when their income rises, but they will save up more money instead. According to the chart, a majority of 5 respondents, which are 42% of them, stayed neutral on the statement, if the price of goods is low, I will increase my purchases, assumption of ceteris paribus. Meanwhile, another 4 respondents strongly agree and 2 more agree with the statement. Only 1 disagreed. There is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded of a good. According to the law of demand, ceteris paribus, which is other things remaining equal, when prices decline, other factors such as quality and preference will still stay unchanged. This will allow consumers to purchase more goods with the same budget or income. According to the bar graph above, a number of 5 respondents, which are also the majority, agreed on the statement. However, 2 chose moderate, 3 chose to disagree, and the remaining 2 strongly disagreed. This is because right now we are in the middle of a COVID-19 pandemic that can be transmitted through the air, airborne transmission, which has made people more scared to leave their safe homes. Regardless, for others, buying goods in person is better because we get to see the goods and check the quality by ourselves. Buying online has a risk on its own, same goes for going out and buying things in person. Lastly, according to the graph, half of the total respondents, which has 6, agreed that purchasing goods online is more convenient and cost-effective, while another 8% strongly agree with that statement. Another 5, 42%, chose moderate. Surprisingly, nobody disagreed with this statement. Safe to say, most people like buying goods online as they think it is more convenient and cost-effective. It's also easier to conduct product research online instead of driving from one store to another, as people often do during the holidays. It is definitely more convenient and time-saving as people no longer need to leave their house to shop and receive goods.
Moving to the next question, which is question 2, state that even if the price of good A is high, I will still purchase good A. We can see from the pie chart here shows that 4 respondents are strongly agree. Even if the price of good A is high, they will still purchase good A. This is because the consumer or the customers are looking for the best brand of good or product when they want to purchase it. Even though the price is expensive, they will surely buy the product. Next, 3 respondents are moderate with this statement because they believe that the quality of good A is better than good B. Besides, 2 respondents disagree and agree respectively with the question. Only 1 respondent strongly disagree with the statement due to good A is most likely by the customer. Question 3 mentioned that if the price of good B rises by 50%, I'll purchase good A, assumption of ceteris paribus. Bar graph shows that 8 respondents are strongly agree. If the price of good B rises by 50%, they will purchase good A. This is because good A is cheaper than good B. So the customer will purchase more good A compared to good B based on a law of demand. So law of demand states the higher of price of the goods, the less quantity of goods demanded. Apart from that, 2 respondents are moderate and agree respectively with the question. 2 respondents agree because the price of good B is expensive compared to good A, so they may decide to buy good A.
So in conclusion, law of demand be proof which income increase, demand increase, or price increase, demand will be decreased. And consumer choice will affect by their preference and income. The consumer will base on their income and preference to make the choice to maximize their satisfaction and benefit. Thank you. In my opinion, I think all the consumer choice and consumer behavior can be explained by the consumer demand theory and consumer behavior theory. Take for example, if the income increase, the demand also will be increased in the same time. Besides that, the consumer will choose or will buy the goods that will give them more satisfactions, even the price is higher than another goods. And it also can prove the concept of utility. And I think that's all. Thank you.
Lastly, what I can reflect from this assignment is consumer behavior is really important as it is the study of how people make decisions about what they buy, want, need, or act in regards to a product, service, or company. It is critical to understand consumer behavior to know how potential customers will respond to a new product or service. This study is important because it helps marketers understand what influences consumers' buying decisions. By understanding how consumers decide on a product, they can fill in the gap in the market and identify the products that are needed and the products that are obsolete.
Now, I would like to share about what I learned from this report. First of all, it is other than price. It is because consumer behavior can also influenced by other factors of demand such as economic factor, social factor, cultural factor, and personal factor. In addition, I also learned that online purchasing brings a lot of advantages to consumers such as easily to do price comparison, better price, more efficiency, and it also saves more time. Besides that, I'm glad to learn about the theory law of demand too. For example, when the price of good decrease, the demand of good will increase. Last but not least, it is also have learned about the substitution of a product. If the price of one product rises, the demand for the other product rises since consumer will compare their price and they will prefer to pay the lowest price. But the utility derived must almost same. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi. So my reflection is opportunity cost is the value of what we lose when choosing between two or more options. When we decide, we feel that the choice we have made will have better results for us, regardless of what us lose by making it. As an investor, opportunity cost means that our investment choices will always immediate and future losses or gains.